Okay, maybe this works a little bit better now. Okay, let's see. Looks like this is actually working now, so we just continue where we left on from yesterday. Okay, let's see. So we're just gonna continue playing Wynncraft in our warrior, where we're gonna try to beat hardcore mode. Yesterday we left off by finishing this dungeon over here, and right now we're just gonna continue doing the quests that we still have left. Let's see. For starters, we have this is not the quest book. This is where we're supposed to look. We have lava springs, which, if it would show me where it is, that would be very nice. Right, it's 800 meters, so I think we're first gonna. I put the teleport score away. That's a little bit shitty, but oh well. So it seems that we're in for a nice and long walk. On our way, we can of course just loot all of the items and the chests that we come across. So now it's just a long way that we still have to walk. We also have one of our ability points still left that we are not able to use for now, because we need 2 ability points to actually get a next ability. So we're just gonna go on to make it to our next quest, which is Lava Springs. We're halfway there, so it's you know, words. We have a big crowd of zombies over here that's blocking for some XP. Turn my percent down a little bit. We're getting some nice items from here. The legendary spear that we might be able to use. And zombie militia, just get rid of those. I need to turn on my sound a little bit, so this should be fine. We're almost at the next quest. And our inventory is relatively full, so we might make a quick stop at that list after we've done this one. Let's talk to the calling now for now. Also, since we do have a lot of keys, we can just get rid of those 2 for now. Oh, there's a coming in the building with us. Okay, there we go. And we need to look for some evidence of corruption being spread towards this lava pool. Here is the first piece. Second piece is right over here. Then we need 1 more. And that should be up here somewhere. Here we go. I also get rid of the ocelot and the guardian. Okay, just chilling in lava for a bit because why not? So we need to go into Granular to get a potion to get underneath the lava pool and clear out the corruption. So let's first make our way over to Granular for that. And this is the town of Granular. I don't know if there's like a lot to do here. I've never spent that much time in here, except for a few quests. And further right now, we have to talk to one of the guys in here as well, which is Gregor. So we can go into the well, and somewhere inside of here we can get a potion that we need for our quest. There's so much as well that we can just clear out for some reason. And here is Nami the healer. And we get a potion somewhere. Let's see, potion of obsidian skin is the one that we need. And now we can go back to the colonel, show him that we have the potion, and then go into the cave. We also have a daily objective of gathering 25 fish, but I don't think that we will be doing that anytime soon. And the good objective of gathering 200 wood is one that I will have to do at some point this week. But again, for now, I'm not gonna pay too much attention to that. So for now, we're just gonna go back to the colonel and see what he has to tell us. So we need to drink the potion, and then we can go down here. And over here is a lot of enemies that we can either go for an XP or we can completely ignore them. And at the moment we have a lot of poison in the set, so hitting those enemies once should be enough to kill them. As you can see, I hit them once and they just die. The pets that have the most HP, but even like this corruptor, 1, 2, 3 ticks, and he actually survives it. So we need to hit him twice, I guess. But those bats you can hit them once and then they shoot perish from poison. And we're now looking for the heart of, what is it? For the corrupted heart, and we need to clear that tonight as soon as we found it. And here it is, the heart of lava. And now it's not doing that much damage to us. I can use some of the attacks, but we can just stay out of range from that. And yeah. I don't know if you have to go all the way back now. Apparently we don't have to, because we just got shot at. Now we can talk to the colonel again. And we get some XP from it, some emeralds, and access to Gravengar, or to the healer shop I guess. But right now, before we do anything else, we can first clear this cave and then we can go back to that list. Again, to just get rid of our inventory for that, sell all of the items that we have, or maybe equip some of the new armor that we've gotten. But first we just want to clear out this cave. Should not be too difficult at level 23 enemies. It's I guess 2 level above what we are right now, but it's perfectly fine. Here's the first chest that we're able to loot. We don't need a relic, so we can keep that in here. This helmet is not the best. We're not using the leaf set anymore, so we can actually get rid of those. And for now we're just gonna leave it like this. Then we have some more enemies down here. And here we have the exit, but we have not completed this cave yet. But the issue with this cave is I never know where the second chest is. It might be down here, but again I am not sure. So we're just gonna stay up here for a little bit, see if we can find the other chest. Which we don't see it. And this is where I dropped down the first time, I think. Or it was over here. I don't know. But we go back to this spot. We're gonna drop down here. And who knows, maybe the second chest is somewhere in this area. And if not, then oh well. So is it up here? It looks like it is up here. I need to kill this guy first before we can do the chest. Ouch. And there we go. Okay, we do see some powders in here, some set items, and all the legendaries there. So we can put the infested pit fragments in there, since we're not gonna use those. There's a bow that we're not gonna use. Again, the leaf set. Let's see, anything else? A unique spear 12 to 16, we can put it in here. And another unique spear from 12 to 16. Let's see what else we have. I think we're not gonna use the zombie arm, so we can put that back here. Yeah, might as well get rid of a tier 1 powder. And I think that we're gonna keep it like this. Why do we still not get the chest for completing the cave? What is this? Well, I guess we just don't get it then. Okay, progress 50%, but I really have no idea where the rest of the loot is. So we're gonna go this way, we're gonna go right back into Deathless. And then there we can actually clear out our inventory a little bit. It's getting quite laggy since there's a lot of players over here. But here's the item identifier, we can identify all of the items that we've gotten. And see if there's anything useful in there as well. More gold for 10%, that's absolutely horrible. I'm not gonna try saying this name, but it's better than way better than the spear that we have right now. It's level 28 though, so we're not able to use it yet. The bishop is a decent helm, but not one that we're gonna use. The big old hammer. I don't think we're gonna use that either. And 2 adventurous caps, which I think we're gonna use in a little bit. Another C1 marker, which is better than the one that we currently have. Adventurous boots again. Another shitty morph gold pothead. We're not gonna use that. Sound of Silence looks quite good with the big buff to main attack damage and to the XP bonus. Not great morph gold again, not great. Quinto. Lion's Curiosity for intelligence and XP bonus. I don't think it's better than the Rusted Bracelet though. Meyandefa also gives XP bonus and main attack damage. Could be decent. Let's check out those last two. Adventurous Tunic and the Roaming Thief. Alright. Let's first of all put the Adventurous set up here, because that might be worth considering to wear. The spear that we're gonna use up there. Yeah, right now we do have this set, which gives 25% XP and a decent amount of poison. So we have to see what other items we want to use. Yeah, I think Meyandefa is quite decent. The Sound of Silence is relatively good, so we might use that. Other than that, I don't think we're going to use anything. Yeah, I'm not using Bishop, so we can sell everything else. It should give us a good amount of emeralds. And the big old hammer we can sell that one as well. And go to the bank to store all of our powders. And then our inventory is looking a little bit more cleaned up. Oh, that's the wrong page. Here we go. And that's our inventory. So let's see where the next quest takes us. It's gonna be Grave Digger. You have to talk to some guy in the city, to Sailor Rose. First we have to go to another town called Nemrat, and there we have to talk to, it was either his brother or just some guy that's in the city. Let's just get rid of our waypoint, and we can walk for a decent amount again. Not as far as we did before, but still a good amount that we have to walk. Maybe we'll come across some caves on the way there. If not, then it's just a nice stroll throughout the level. I just give him the skeletons a little tap and let them lay down to the poison. The boots. I mean, they're in a level range, so I might as well just take them. Maybe it's something useful. I guess it was a cave right there, but oh well, we already walked past it. And here we are in Nemrat. First of all, we have to go into the bar to get some nice whiskey for our good friends over in the next building. Then we go over here, talk to Drudge, and we give him the whiskey. He's telling us to go to the cathedral that's right outside of the town. So here we go. We're at the cathedral, also very close to a level up, and we can talk to the priest over here. And we can go down here into the graves of Nemrat. As a priest told us, the corruption has spread down here, so it might be a little bit dangerous. But here's the door that we have to get through. Of course it's locked. And there's people rising from their graves. And this is a big guy. It's also called Big Tom. Almost taken down, and of course we built right to that point, but here we go. Now we have to go look for the key to open the door over there. Doesn't look like it's over here. We have a chest right here. That's pretty not level range again. And some zombies. 72 as a grave. And we have a level up now, meaning that we get 1 skill points. And a gargoyle as well. Okay. So since we have no skill points, we can check our ability tree and see which one we want to unlock now. We will probably go for War Screen. Yeah, I think we will go for this one. So now our War Screen will actually go through walls and it can damage enemies from further away. But we still have to look for the key somewhere in this area. It's not over here. There it is. Alright. I do hear a little doors opening up again. So I suppose there's a lot of zombies that are trying to kill us over here. And should be fine. We have a lot of poison, which is almost the entire health bar. So we should be good. There we go. And I see another chest over here. And probably some people rising up on the waves. That's all fine. There we go. Okay, one more. And that's it. And now we can open this door to the next floor. Now we probably have to do the same thing. I see those eyes lighting up, which means I will probably come alive. There's also a chest over here that we want to loot. These plants might be decent when they're in an upper range, so we might as well just take them and see what we get from it. Right now I see a lot of enemies coming through the door, and we don't have mana for spells. This is a little bit sketchy. It should all be fine. Yeah, there we go. Why does that seem to have a health bar above it? I think that it looks like the zombies are just coming from over here. And this should be the last one. Okay. There's another gargoyle waiting for us. Okay, so here's the door, but we don't have the key yet. So where's this key? This is a big gargoyle over there. The key is right down this hallway. Again, there's a lot of enemies over here, so it might be better to just clear them out first. Taking quite some heavy hits, so we should be a little bit more careful. Okay, right now we can take the key, and we can go back towards the door. Another possibility. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's the last of that. And now we can open this door and see where that takes us. And there it is, so there was a skeleton. He has multiple stages, it appears. And since you have the poison, it's quite nice to just have one target that we have to deal with. Since eventually the poison will just take him down. And now there's some other ones rising up as well. So all I said about having one target, that's just going out the window. And the skeleton is quite fast, so we might have to be a little bit more careful. Be one of the later stages. Okay, this one is already this one is less health than the last one, so we should be good from here. Okay, apparently there's one more stage. But that is it. We have his will, and now we can leave this place and don't have to worry about whatever happens there. Okay, there we go. And here we have Sailor Rose. And there we go. So we put our emerald blocks in there. And we can move on to our next quest, which is Bit of the Dead. It also starts here in Wynncraft, so we don't have to walk that far. We will make a stop again at the Artemis Fire though, just to clean up our inventory a little bit. And he is right over in this building. So here we go. Let's see what we get from this. First of all, the boots, mystic sandals. They're looking decent, but I don't think we're gonna use those. Broken trident is something we might use. 54 damage over 40 damage. That looks quite decent. Okay, we're just now not using that. We're not using this one. Hunter is good as well. I have to compare those two. Oh, 71 damage, yeah, that's probably the one that we're using. Yep. And then we can sell all of sell all of the other items. Not the ring though, we still have to keep the ring. And then we can move on towards the next quest. Okay, let's just quickly look up the build again that I'm going for. Alright, so since we have 1 ability point, we might as well use it. And we're going to use it on the cheaper uppercut. And since we're here, we might as well get the rewards. That'd be good, that's fine, but I'm going to do that after this quest. And before we go to the pit of death, we will go to this person as well. And we have to go into this waiting for her. And instead of trying one of the combinations out, you have to press this button twice. You go over here, then the next time you drop down, then you move around the building a bit. You go up a level over here, you stay in the same room, you go up again. Then you press this button once, you move back all the way towards the end of the hallway. And here is the journal that we need. And then we can leave again. We can, let's see, I just hold towards here. Yep. You can give her the journal. And that's just a quick quest completed. 2 annual blocks, like half a level worth of EXP, and that for a minute of work maybe even less. And now we can go towards a bit of that. 200 blocks towards the southeast. It's also not too far away, so we should be able to get there within like a few minutes. Let's go clear out some of the enemies along the way. I'm gonna give them a huge amount of EXP, so why not? And then here is a bit of that. And we can just jump in here. And let's see. We have to go this way. A lot of parkour, but for warrior parkours are super easy. You just charge over them. And there's some enemies with range, which is annoying. Let's get down. And we jump into the water over here. And now all of those enemies, they're friendly. So we don't have to worry about getting shot from random places. And we can jump back up here again. Now you have to go back to Memrep to tell Melanie the good news. Or to give it back. This is a bony bow. I've never seen that item before. But again, it's a bow, so we cannot really use it. But yeah, we're gonna talk to Melanie again. And we get skeletal legs from it, which is I think a decent item. Also why am I... Oh, that's level 29 anyway. That explains why I'm not wearing them yet. But for now we're gonna go back to the item identifier, identify the items that we just got. And again, make some space in our inventory. Alright, let's see. Bony bow, which gives agility and walk speed. And barb spear for 300 poison. That's not bad, but it gives negative health regen, which is not the greatest. A mist blade. Stats aren't that great, so I don't think we're gonna use it. This gives main attack range as well. Alright. And skeletal legs with decent stats, also some poison. And now that I'm looking at the stats, I think we might identify this one again. Right, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna add a blacksmith. We're gonna sell the barb spear, the bony bow. We're gonna keep the skeletal legs for now, I think. Yeah, we're gonna keep them for now. Because I still don't know if we're gonna use the adventure set or whether we're gonna use some other random pieces of armor. But for now we're gonna look at where the next quest is. I think it's gonna be the Dark Descent. But before we talk to him, let's see where we have to go. We're gonna talk to Man, who's I think over here somewhere. Yeah, here he is. Because he has a quest in the same kind of area. And then we talk to, let's see, to General Kraken. Oh, that's also in Ancient Nemeth, I think. Yep. So both of the quests that we have right now are around Ancient Nemeth. So we might as well do both of them at the same time instead of walking back and forth an extra time. On the way there, of course, keep on killing some zombies. Okay, and where's the tower for this first quest? We have General Kraken over there. This is not the tower, I think. No, it's not. But where is it then? Maybe it's also better if I just pull up the quest book and actually see where I have to go. Right. So it is over here. Yeah, here we go. And down here we need to find a tome for, I think it was Lan, or however you pronounce his name. Okay, another legendary spear. Because maybe it's actually a good one that we can also use. For now we just go down here. Further and keep on killing some of the skeletons. It looks like we should find the tome somewhere around here, especially because this looks like the end of this tower. And we have the Book of the Bones over here. Now we can just walk through this and we're out of the tower again. There's a loot chest in this building. Yeah, I might as well take this one. Who is firing arrows like it's... bowman, huh? Alright. I don't have mana. So now now we can go towards this area and talk to the general that's over here, and he will give us another quest. And talk to this guy over here. Some of these guys are super tanky. They do also give 2% of level whenever I kill one. Now we can explore the basement of another building here in Ancient Emerald. And it looks like we're somewhere completely different. Hello there. Okay, interesting. We're just going to continue exploring this new kind of area. That looked fun. There's a normal human just coming to a skeleton out of nowhere. Isn't this the same building that we went into for this quest where the floor just collapsed? So that was just the basement all of the time. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Where's the second? Oh, it's right in front of me. Alright. And there's even more lost souls right around there. Hello there. You're back? Alrighty. So now we have to go into the school. And there's a funny looking face over there. And there's even more like funny looking faces all around me. Perfect. And it looks like we're actually back into the normal world right now. And we get into the general again. Alright. We could do the dungeon right now, but I'm kind of scared of dying if we do that. So I can just quickly check the level. Level 24. I'm level. Okay, do you have anything that's useful? Chestplate is looking quite decent. Chestplate is looking very good actually. Especially since we don't have one yet that we want to use. You know, we're just gonna go back to MMORPG. Again, clean up the inventory a little bit, and then we will just attend the dungeon and see how far we can get. So we have to go this way for a bit. And then we should make it back to MMORPG in no time. Set item right here. Again, a bony bow, I guess. There we go. Save formation. Okay. Maybe first go back to the identifier. Then we're gonna check out what items we have in our inventory. Yeah, this identification is just not good. I also don't think that it's one that we're gonna use. Well, this one's looking kind of decent. It's less EXP bonus, it's less spell damage, so we're not gonna use it. So, as a blacksmith, right around here. We can sell all of this. Then we go into the bank. Let's see, do we have powder? We do have some powders. Then we have some dungeon items, which we're also gonna take with us. Anything else? Yeah, another powder, I guess. And we can talk to Lion as well, to give her the tome that we found, or the Book of the Bones. And he gives us some emeralds. And now we can make our way back over to the dungeon. And we're just gonna try it once. If we die, then we die. If we don't, then that's good, of course. Also, we're gonna unlock Fire Mastery ability to give us a small increase for fire damage, which we're not really doing a lot of at the moment, but you know. Also, I could technically wear those two. I just don't think it's worth it over this set. I actually don't know, maybe it is. You know, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. In a bit, yeah, we're also buying a new chestplate from the dungeon merchant, so I think this is perfectly fine. So we're just gonna go in here, we're gonna hope for the best, and pray that we stay alive for this dungeon one. But again, first we talk to the dungeon merchant, we get the dead Samurai's chestplate, and we're gonna wear this one as well. Now the question is, do we keep on wearing this or do we go for Black Ripper? That's up 27, so never mind. We are gonna buy some better potions. Buy a stack of those. And we're gonna give the key collector our key and we go into the dungeon. But before we do anything, I quickly want to check our stats. So we have a little bit of poison, a little bit of mana regen. Doesn't look like we have any health regen though, which is not the greatest. It's fine. Like, how bad could this realistically be? to worry about. Okay. There's another parkour right here. This one is not like horizontal, but we have to go up as well, so we can just charge through it. And for now, we just have to struggle. Like the guy has 10 million HP, there's no way we're gonna kill him anytime soon. So we're gonna go up here now. We survived the first part, which was also only for 10 seconds, so it wasn't the worst. Now we have the same thing where we have to stay alive for 15 seconds. Just gonna run some circles, hope that he doesn't hit us too hard. Ow. Okay, so we glitched us up again. We did get hit twice, so before we go to the next one, we will probably chug a potion. We could also just wait for a bit until our health regens. That's gonna take quite a while, I think, and I don't have the patience for that. We're just gonna chug a health potion. I'm gonna just try to stay alive for 20 seconds. So for this one you can just stand behind this pillar, as long as you're in a direct line from the priest. The only thing is usually he's not this close, so usually those flames don't really reach you. But there's the bridge again, so we can climb up this. And now we have to kill one mini boss to open the door to the next room. Here we go. This should not be too difficult. Ouch, okay, never mind, that's nothing. He hits quite hard. We do have some life still, so I think it should still be fine. And there we go. Didn't drop anything, right? Nope. Okay, there's another pikeman. We can just go up here now, and we can go on a nice boat ride. And we just have to survive this one. There's some ranged enemies which might make it annoying, but other than that it should be fine. Some more of the melee guys. It should be perfectly fine. As long as you just don't die, everything's fine. Just don't let yourself get overwhelmed by the amount of enemies that you're facing. And just make sure that we get rid of the what they called the Centurions before they're able to shoot too many arrows at us. And we're almost at the end of this boat ride. We are actually at the end. Now all that's left for us to do is to kill Karen, who is level 38. Which is not the level 24 that's at the start of the dungeon, but you know, we go for it. He has 10,000 health, which is quite a lot. I'm hoping that it's gonna be fine. And if not, then again, oh well, move on to the next character, and we know that we should do this dungeon at a little bit of a later point. Oh, we should just get better, but you know. So far it's looking fine, like I'm able to walk circles around. I got hit for the first time, but it's not that bad. restoring some health. We have some lives too. Okay, 1k to go. That did absolutely nothing. And there we go. Let's another level up. We got some items, some emeralds. And I think it's time to go back to Nemrect and see what we can do next. Or maybe just check our quest book. Okay, we have Cluck Cluck. Which means that we have to get our first boat right. So we first go back to Nemrect. Again, do this same thing where we go to the item identifier to see what items we got from dungeon. And then we decide whether we want to keep the items or whether we want to sell them. And again, clean up our inventory a little bit. So first the identifier is over here. We got 3 items, so it's not that many. Okay, we can use this one anyway. This is not the one that we're going to use. Even though the poison might be nice, we're not going to use the spider bracelet either. So we can sell all 3 of those. And for the other items that we have, I want to keep some of them in the chest, just to potentially have them for later use. Again, my bank is a complete mess over here, but you know. Okay, what do we have here? Leaf items, carrions items, Vika, Hustle, Overload. I think I'm just gonna keep an adventure set in here as well, just for later use. I'm not gonna use it for this run, because we have quite some decent different types of armor. But it's just nice to have, because the adventure set is a very good one to use as well. We also have to put in Karen's brain and the crypt fragments. And then we can go on to Rooster Island for the next quest. So we could buy a boat and just go there ourselves, but I prefer to just use the sea skipper. So we go over to this guy. We want to set sail to Rooster Island. And then we enjoy the company of the sea skipper captain. Alright, so we made it to Rooster Island, and right now we can talk to the guy that lives here, to Nona. So we go down in this area, and we have to take care of Cluckles, and as you can see, it's looking like quite an aggressive chicken. And here he is. Cluckles the chicken. I don't know how much damage he does, but I don't like that this is such a small area. Like, luckily he's not the quickest chicken that I've ever seen. And he's just, okay, sure. He's gonna go out the axe again. And this all looks doable. And we get his feather. So now that we've actually taken care of Cluckles, we're gonna go back to Nona. And then we're gonna see how he's gonna reward us for this favor that we're doing here. hello, I have this feather for you. So apparently taking care of a chicken was not how we interpreted it. Like he didn't want us to kill the chicken, but you know, that's unfortunately what happened. And it looks like we're gonna go to Templeton next. So for the Sea Skipper we're gonna go to Nemrict. Just back to the town where we just came from. Alright. So to start with the next quest we have to again talk to some guy in this town. But first we're gonna stop at the bank to store our Glucose favorite feather. And I think this is the guy that we have to talk to for the quest. So we're gonna go to Templeton, which is over 1,000 blocks away. This is gonna be a nice and long trip towards New Town. We can of course just do the chests that we find along the way. I'm not gonna use any of those items, so we're just gonna leave them. Also, after one more level, we're able to use our new spear, which would be quite nice. Also, there's a grind spot over there, but I really don't want to die, so I'm not gonna go there. I tried it once to get some XP over that spot. I died a lot, and I don't want that to happen in a hardcore run. So we're almost halfway there towards Templeton, or Tempo Town I should say. Lumberjack, there's not a chest. Level 0 to 4 helmet, like no way that I'm gonna use that. We're just gonna continue along this route. There's another chest. Let's see. Yeah, we might as well just sell all of this. There are 2 chests. A level 4 to 8. I'm gonna use that one. And there's another cave over here, which you might as well clear since it's along the way. Okay, what level are those enemies? They're level 5. So I'm not expecting anything good from this cave. But you know, I'd rather clear it now than having to clear it later on in the game. And it gives us some emeralds, which is better than nothing. We're gonna go right. And I guess we go up. Oh, we have to kill a few more mobs, alright. Is that it? Yes sir. Box here again. And we've completed this one. For 180 XP, which is nothing. Again, I'd rather clear it now than having to come back here later in the game. And now we can just go on towards the exit again. Alright, and our Temple Town, it's over to that way. You have another chest over here for 10 emeralds. there's another cave that we might as well clear before we go into Temple Town. Alright, how do we enter this one? Oh, it's just literally jumping down here. Alright. So this should be a little bit of a higher level since it's closer to Temple Town. I don't know the level on top of my head. I can already see the exit though. Alright, what level do we have here? 25. That's not bad. The only issue is that there are some range enemies which are annoying on a parkour like this. We have a chest over here with a relic that we cannot use. Okay, some dust spawns that we can just kill. Okay, there's an exit right here. Hey. Omnichad boots again, okay, we had some of those before. We're actually wearing them now, and they have a 95% identification, so I don't think that I'm gonna use the ones that we just got. Unless it's, of course, support Omnichad boots, but those chances are, I think, 1 in 20. So it's not impossible, but it's not very likely. Is there something around here? Yes, there is. There's also an exit sign over there, so I want to check this area out as well. Okay, now that's parkour and everything, so I'm just gonna backtrack. I'm gonna go into this area and see what we can do over here. Damage apparently. 20 damage per shot, that's not. It's quite something. We can open a chest, a legendary spear, level 24 to 28. Some boots. And there's another tier 2 chest. Some powders, some ingredients. Is that everything that we can do here? Don't get me wrong, to chest is fine, but I was hoping for a little bit more, you know? Okay, then I guess I would just go back along this way, where we were going first. And there's another parkour that we can do here. Alright, there's the exit. We have to finish the parkour for that with a lot of set items apparently. A rare spear. Should have taken that health potion maybe. Don't charge. Okay, 1200 XP. There's another chest there. Another exit, so might as well just go here for a bit. And then we can move on to Temple Town. And here it is, a very small town. But it does have an identifier and a blacksmith, which is all we need for now. So we again do the usual thing where we identify all of our items, see what we're going to use, see what we're going to skip. Decent, actually very good morph golds. I put them into my chest. That's later, yeah, Omnichad boots for 45%. Legendary Smasher, 104 DPS versus 102. I don't think I'm gonna use this one though. I like the Mana Steel and the exit on damage on this one. This blade is also decent, but we're not gonna use it. Same goes for those last few helmets. They're decent, but we're not using them. Okay, Geologist, Dandelion with very bad identifications. And I think I value the walk speed over spell damage. Right, so we're just gonna sell almost everything that we just got. At least all of the adventurous items. We're gonna keep the morph gold for now. And we're selling the legendary spear. Okay, we can sell those, sell the Omnichad boots. I guess we forgot to replace that, so we might as well identify that one. And maybe it's better than the one that we are currently wearing. Never mind, it's not. I guess it's also the exact same bracelet, just with worse identifications. So we're just gonna sell this one. And since there's even a bank in this small town, we might as well store our powders in here. And put the morph boots in here, which are better than the ones that we currently have there. Correct. And again, let's sell the other morph boots. There we go. Now we can talk to the mayor. You have to go up the hill to go to a certain cave or to a ruin. You can talk to Doug over here. Need to cause some spells down here. And there we go. Cave is opened. Okay, a little bit buggy over there, but that's all fine. Hello there. Okay, another set item. Yeah, I was about to say that's, I think, the adventurer's cap. Now we go down here where we can break open this time trouble. And then we have to fight the timekeeper that's in there. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I was expecting some more damage with it, but it's all fine. I don't like that I'm blind though. And it looks like the timekeeper has changed. Where he was casting spells first, now he's just running around, that's actually doing quite some damage. And my game is lagging like crazy, which is not good. It might be safe to use a potion now, but I think we should be fine for a bit. Don't have the resistances anymore, so I have to cast bar screen. Okay, now he has 4,000 health. And I suppose he changed into his warrior form now, or something like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna chug a quick health potion, just to be safe. And then we can continue focusing on doing some damage to him. We still have our resistance. So we shouldn't worry about casting bar scream yet. So we should resist. And there's Martin. Out of that, and we instantly get attacked by some other enemies. Right now we're gonna talk to the mayor again to tell them how bad it was what we just did. Alright, so that was 10% trouble. We can put the time fragment in here, which means that we have 3 of them now. We're also level 28, which means that we can use our next spear. I do need to level my dexterity until 20, so that means that we put some skill points in there. And now we can actually use it. Also we have 2 ability points, which means that we can unlock flaming uppercuts. Which just upgrades our uppercuts even more. Which is at the moment our main ability, or main spell I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. We made again some decent progress. We got to level 28 from 20 and we still haven't died. So all in all, it's quite a success. We also got another dungeon on the board, but I will continue this somewhere in the future. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today.